Hari Om. We are currently discussing the third module, object-oriented aspects to C# programming. So far we have covered in the previous videos the classes, members, constructors, destructors, static members, how to initialize the members, what is the purpose of this reference, what are constants and read-only members, what are properties. Today in this video, we are going to cover the next very important topic in C#, the indexers, and some of the suitable examples also we will be discussing. When you take a class definition in C#, usually the when I say members, it is the collection of values inside that particular class. So the members of a class will be accessed using a dot operator. We have seen lots of examples. If you have a data member A, you will refer it as object name dot A. So dot operator is generally used to access the members. Say for example, you want to access the members using index. Then the indexers will allow the class to be used just like an array using the index. So if you want to access the members not by the dot operator but by using an index, then I can use an indexer. So inside a class, you may be having a collection of values. When I say collection of values, it can be a finite set of class members like this. Finite set of class members like the first example here, which is shown in the red color. You have set of class members like, which is a finite number. You have one string data, one integer, one float. So totally I have 3 class members. Or your collection may be an array. This is a second example which is shown in the violet color. I have declared a class and the members of this particular class is an integer array. Or your collection may be some complex data structure. The third one, which is shown in green color, I declare a student class that contains 3 different classes with their objects defined as the members. Say the student class is having one object as personal details. The second member is again an object of academic class. Third member is again a class object which is extracurricular activities. This is a complex data structure. So it contains an object of various types. So any class may have a collection of values which will be varying in different ways. If this is the case, if I want to access any of these members or the elements of a particular member, I repeat, if I want to access any member or elements of a member, any member എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, say for example, name is one of the members, age is one of the members. When I say elements of a member, if you have an integer array, say values is an integer array, then values of 5 is an element of this integer array. Values of 10 is an element of this integer array. That is what it says. When you have collection of values and these collection of values may be member or an element of a member which can be accessed using an array index. That is what indexers are used for. So regardless of the internal implementation of the class, its data can be obtained consistently through the use of indexers. So let us see an example, then it will be more clear for you. Let us go to the example now. This is an example program. This is an example program. Observe the program. I have declared the namespaces in using the using directive. I am declaring a class called strings. Let us assume that the class strings is having a collection of strings. So I call it a strings. Then I am declaring a private member. Observe here, the private member is a string array data type. It is a string array data type. And I am declaring an indexer here. I am declaring an indexer here. Then I have a main program. In the main program, I am creating an object of strings and I am accessing the data members. I am accessing the data members using the index. I repeat here. I am declaring a data member which is a string array. Here say for example, if I want to access an element of this particular array, what you do, you create an object of this particular class, then you say object name dot data of 3, which will access the element of data using the dot operator. Or suppose say for example you want to access the first string of this particular data. What will you do? You specify the object name of this particular class, then dot data of 0. This is how we generally access the elements. Suppose say for example you want to access the element like this without using the dot operator. I want to give the object name here. This is an object I have created for the strings class. Without using the dot operator, what I have done, sc of 0 itself will be returning the first element of this data. Sc of 1 will be returning the second element of this particular data. Sc of 2 will be returning the third element of this particular data, for which what I have done, I am declaring an indexer here. How do you declare an index here? I am going to use the this keyword. This keyword is used for declaring an indexer. So what you do, you are declaring an indexer using the this keyword. You are specifying a return type because I want to return a string data type. So I am specifying a return type. Then I am giving an index here. I am giving an index which is again an integer data type. Then as you declare a property, you can declare an indexer with getter and setter method. So in the getter method what we do, we retrieve the data. What is the value we want to retrieve here? I want to retrieve the element of this data, element of this string data by giving an index. So I simply say return data is the name of the string, data and the index which I am passing here. Then if you want to set a new value, what you have to do? In the properties, if you want to set a new value, you specify a variable name equal to then the keyword value. The same I am repeating here. In setter method, whichever element is to be set with new value, I am using this statement. So if I want to set a new value for the first element, it will be automatically taking it as data of 0 with value. So this is how we will be declaring an indexer in C#. So indexer is similar to your properties. The only difference is in properties we will be using a name here. You will simply say public and you will give a name here. But instead of giving a name here, I am using the this keyword. I specify a return type and I am specifying an index also, so that the elements can be accessed using the index. See here how I am accessing the value. So data of 0, when I say SC of 0, automatically it will go to the indexer. 0 will be passed to the index and it will be returning data of 0. So data of 0 will be taken from this particular element. Then if I say SC of 3 is equal to 4, what it will do? Equal to 4 will be invoking the setter method. It will be invoking the setter method. So automatically it will go, 3 will be going here and it will invoke the setter method. So data of 3 will be equal to this value will be set, 4 will be set, and here it will be invoking the getter method. So if I say SC of 0, it invokes the getter method, and here it invokes the getter method. 0 will be passed here, so the get method will be returning data of 0. Let us see this example again in the terminal and let us run the program and check. I have this program declared. This is the program we have seen now. Declaring a string. Declare a data member as a string array. Then you are going to declare an indexer using the this keyword, and in the getter method you return the element of this particular data by passing an index. In the setter method, set a new value to an element by passing an index. Then in the main method, you declare an object. After declaring the object, assign individual values to this particular element. Okay. So when I run this program, I execute this compile this program, then I'm going to execute it. You can see here it is displaying the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which are the elements of the data array. Which are the elements of the data array. See, usually how do you access the values? If I don't have an indexer, I will be accessing the element like sc dot data, that is the element name. This is the element name, data of 0 equal to, then you can assign value 1. This is how we will be generally accessing the elements using the dot operator. Now what we have done, since I have declared an indexer, I need not invoke it using the dot operator. Instead, I am using it as an array itself. Just like you use an array, you use your object name and you pass an index. So this SC of 0 is similar to SC dot data of 0. This is the purpose of having an indexer in C# program. Let us continue the indexer in the next video.